Hello and welcome to the final installment of Napari TrackMate plugin series. And in this particular video, I want to talk about the pre-trained models that are available in the plugin. The pre-trained models are the cloud autoencoder and the deep embedded clustering models. And what pre-trained model functionality in the plugin does is that no matter who has trained these models on their dataset and made it available via Zenodo, in the plugin, we can make it directly available to our users where they only have to select which model combination that they want to use, and then it would be applied on their dataset to give them the clustering class and the clustering class score. And I wanted to talk about what people would have to do if they are programmers and they want to have the same functionality and be able to provide this kind of pre-trained models for their users. So I'm going to do that with an example on how I actually did this for my plugin. And my plugin is Fallsec Napari TrackMate, which has a library behind it. The library behind it is NapaTrackMater, which contains all the functionality of track analysis and loading files and visualizing results and so on. And it also contains this functionality of loading the pre-trained models. And the pre-trained models that I load are the cloud autoencoder and the deep embedded clustering models. So the first thing I have to do is to subclass the model class which I want to provide this pre-trained models for. So I subclass the cloud autoencoder, which is done over here. In this way, I extract all the goodies of the cloud autoencoder written by Matt. And now I introduce a new method, which is a class method, which is local from pre-trained. What this class method does is it uses getFile functionality of Keras to download the model from Zenodo onto a local cache directory, and then it extracts the PyTorch model and the JSON file which comes with this model to create a model class instance. And it returns that class instance back into the program, which is then used for further computation. So you need to create such a class method, which is the local from pre-train. And these other functions that you see over here, they are contained in a pretrain.py file, which contains the implementation of these functions. Then I do the same for deep embedded clustering. I subclass the deep embedded clustering from the functionality which Matt provided. And then I create a class method. And in this case, I also need an instance of an autoencoder. So this is a kind of a different constructor than the one that you saw before. And then I have implemented these functions which convert the model available on the web to a model instance that is usable by the program. And just to show you what this function looks like, so this is the get autoencoder instance, which works on this model which has been downloaded now into your local cache directory. It contains the path to the model folder and the name of the model. And then what is it is expecting in this model folder is a JSON file of the same name as the PyTorch model file. And I just put this requirement. I could have asked it to just take any JSON file which is present in this PyTorch model along with this PyTorch model file. But it's not so hard to just create a JSON file which has the same name as a PyTorch model file that you have and then zip it before uploading it on Zenodo. So I think it's fine to have this requirement that the JSON file and the PyTorch model file would have the same name. Otherwise, imagine a folder which contains a lot of JSON files, and I don't want the program to make such kind of mistakes of choosing the wrong JSON file or so on. So the JSON file and the PyTorch model file have the same name, and then I use this JSON file to actually create the instance of the class. So I need this parameters to create the constructor of my autoencoder class, and then I load the state of this autoencoder model from the checkpoint, which comes from the PyTorch model file, and I return this instance back to the program, and the program can use it for further computation. And the next step in this computation is actually right below. The autoencoder instance gets returns to this function where the user have to choose their own deep embedded clustering pre-trained model or a model that they can load from the disk, and it's going to load that model. In this particular case, I just need one zip file which contains the PyTorch model, because everything I need to create the constructor for the deep embedded clustering is already here. I can load it from that information from the checkpoint of the model itself, and I just need the instance of the autoencoder model, which comes in this function. And then I can return a deep embedded clustering model instance. And this is the deep embedded clustering model instance that is then applied on the label image that you have opened in Napari to add this clustering class and clustering label attributes to the spot attributes, uh, which is this TrackMate object that we talked about in the video before. And the only one thing next left is to actually register these models. So I uploaded two models for the nuclei, the autoencoder and the clustering model. And here is where I provide the name of the zip file, which is the URL of Zenodo. And this is the hash key, which is the URL hash of this record on Zenodo. So if I upload a new version of the model, the hash would change, and then I can change the hash over here so that I can always provide to my end users the latest model, right? And now this list can grow. This is what I want now people to maybe contribute, that you can create your own, or you can share your pre-trained model with the world, and you can just send me the links to where those records are, either Zenodo or any other web page, and I can grow this list and provide these aliases and these names and these models directly in my plugin for the users to use. So far, this was just a kind of theoretical way of looking at into what this pre-trained model functionality looks like. But in more practical sense, this is how it would look like. So once, uh, if you choose uh, to use the pre-trained model, you can simply click on this button over here, and then you will have this list of the models that are being shipped with the plugin at the moment, right? So this is a server this is Napari, which is running on a server, so it's a bit slow to respond to my clicks over here. So but you would see in this drop down list right now there are only two uh, fields which are available, which you saw in the init file itself, and only one of them actually contains the model. So once you have more models that I can put it in that list, they will appear over here in the drop down menu. And then you can use something which, let's say you don't have your own model, but you can use from this list a combination of autoencoder and a deep embedded clustering model that works well for your dataset, right? So you don't have to train your own model, but you can try different models which are out there to see if you can find some model that works well for your dataset and is able to give you a good track analysis. And the track analysis is something that you have seen before, but I'm just going to show you that in this case, if I select these pre-trained models, this is this kind of plots that I would get for my particular tracks. And this goes back to now my previous video where I showed you how this analysis can be done. And I guess we are at the end now, because I have shown you the different ways in which you can use the plugin. And the only thing that I should tell you is that the tracking mode for which this plugin is designed for is if you have an integer label image that you have used for doing the tracking using the integer label detector of TrackMate. So in this particular mode, you are supposed to provide a raw image and a label image, combine them into hyperstack, then use integer label detector on the segmentation image channel, and then generate these XML files that are then fed into this particular program. And I need this particular mode because in my coding here, I have used this information from the XML file, that which was a detection channel, so that I can calculate the intensity from the raw image, or get the intensity from the raw image and not from the segmentation image. And since that's a hard coded thing that I need this information of the detection channel, uh, you cannot bypass it. You cannot use any other detector of TrackMate to use this plugin. So to use this plugin, it needs the integer label detector, and then you will get all of this analysis out of this plugin. And so far, the plugin doesn't come with the documentation. It only comes with what I have shown you over here, and I've told you the restriction of the use case. And if your use case matches with our use case, then feel free to use the plugin, and you can use the pre-trained models and do the analysis. And if you have any suggestions on how we can improve and make it more user friendly, We are happy to hear from you. And if you want more functionality to be developed, if you want it to become more generic, in that case, you have to talk about your requirements, and then we can give you a price quote of what it would take for us to create this plugin in a more general and for other use cases. And for the case of the Zenodo records, I just would like to show you the record that I have put up on Zenodo on how the structure actually looks like. It contains two zip files, one for the autoencoder, other one for the clustering, deep embedded clustering class, which contains only a PyTorch file, and this one contains a PyTorch file and a JSON file. And if your data, no matter which model that you have, you just have to put your data in like this format, upload it on Zenodo or any other web uh, hosting service, and then I can get the URL for the file and the hash which is attached to it, and I can include this in this init file and keep the list growing so users can actually use more of the models and see which works best for their datasets. And that's it for the building of the plugin part, and now we just have to use this to analyze and get results. And thank you for watching.